This week on BlazerTag, the Chief returns, Myers actually shows up, and we drink to forget.
We drink.
Go Blazers.
Go Blazers.
It's time!
All right, so welcome to episode 11 of BlazerTag Podcast. I am your host, Brandon Kennedy.
He is your host.
Yes, one of
He
your hosts.
is
The
your
hostess
host.
with the mostest.
Also here with me.
Oh, is the Twinkie Man here? We're talking about hostess?
Yeah.
Whitledge is here.
Damn it, now I
Oh.
want a donut.
Okay, I am Ryan Green, and also here with us is our good friend.
Whitty.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Said very faintly. It
No.
takes a lot of wit to say it like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been drinking. We've all been drinking.
All week. I don't know if anybody's
It's-
watched any of the games.
Well, there was only 2 games, so I mean that's not that much
It
drinking.
at least allowed me to spread my drinking out.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
so on the note of drinking, we're gonna jump into beer bet results, and I want to give the
right
man who hit
into
the
it.
nail on the head, even though any one of us who won would have hit the nail on the head.
I mean, yeah.
So let's
To
go ahead
Mr.
and point
Green.
this out here that Whitledge actually set himself up for failure because he
Optimism.
because he chose to pick the Blazers would win 5 games, leaving me to obviously
No, you said that wrong. Would have a 5-game win streak
yes.
by the end of the week.
leaving me
Yes.
the opportunity to play it safe this week and pick 4, knowing that by default Green would have 3.
Yeah, and I just felt screwed, and I only wanted to lose this bet.
I think you said
And
that at the tail end of the show.
Nothing hurts me more than winning this bet. But luckily, I think there's something coming
I
to numb
got
the
you
pain.
a gift. I'm sorry, it's missing 2.
Oh,
But
man.
you ask and you shall receive.
What
Yeah.
are we drinking here?
Yeah, I figure when you send me a screenshot of "Find me this beer now," damn it, I actually do have to bring that to you.
Yeah, so I got some Old Rasputin, which is
Ooh.
a very delicious, delicious stout.
And you did chill it, right? Because when I brought it over here, I found it in the dry goods section.
Yeah,
so.
I stuck 3 bottles directly into the freezer, and I stuck 1 into a cold pool of ice water, so that this one right here would be the most ready for this show.
All right, you got your opener, or do you need my assistant?
Oh, I'm
you
ready.
got it.
And actually, Green was smart as well this time because I don't think either of us drink stouts on a frequent basis.
He's
So
not sharing.
His beer is safe.
I will gladly share if either of you
That's
wants to give a shot.
I
You know,
honestly
you know
couldn't-
what? I may give it a test.
like. I might take a sip.
You pass one of
But
those sexy
honestly,
boys over.
Oh, are you going to take... Do you want the whole bottle? I'll let you take the first swig or the whole bottle.
No, give me the bottle. Give me the bottle.
Oh, he's going for it.
I'm going for it.
I almost feel like it's a waste. This guy drinks Whitmere Hef.
No, I'm sorry.
On a daily basis.
Rock Bottom's beer, their Lead the Way IPA is delicious, and we're not.
That's a stout though. That's not an IPA.
I don't care, but I'm letting you know
Okay.
I venture outside my beer comfort zone.
Fair
every
enough.
now and then. So
Fair
I'm just
enough.
gonna pop
Yeah.
this here for later.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and, speaking of plugs that, we're not getting anything for, North Coast Brewing, Old Rasputin. It is literally the most delicious stout I've ever had in my life.
See,
And
I do like stouts. I hate chocolate stouts, though. That's my
there's
line.
there's
That's
some
my line.
chocolate overtones, but this isn't a chocolate
if you don't
stout.
like
it's a
it-
Russian Imperial Stout.
If you just decide you don't like it, I'll finish it for you. No
Oh,
big
that
deal.
is delicious.
Yeah,
there you go.
and it's
That is
also
You're
delicious.
missing out on something.
it's also 9%.
Here, give me a try.
All right, there you go.
All right, Okay, wait.
Oh,
wait,
man.
Hold on.
Wait.
We're going with the guy who has
wait.
37 different kind of drinking glasses in his cabinet. He knows how to enjoy beverage.
I love all the
Wow,
beverages.
that is very, very, very smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they here's another final plug. Final Draft Tap House or Tap Room in Vancouver. Completely average tap room. They have Old Rasputin on Nitro. I have been there a lot lately.
Ooh, a nitro version of this?
Yeah,
That sounds
it is
delicious.
just creamy and happy, and
All of my meetings end up here.
it's a weird thing. Yeah, all of a sudden, hey, you want to hang out? Yeah, I know exactly where we're going. Until the keg empties, this is my home.
And if the keg's not empty, he brought a blanket so he can curl up with it at the tail end of the night.
Snuggle, let it cool me with its.
So now that we've moved
see the
past
glow.
the beer bet results, I did
Actually,
kind of.
I got a quick question.
Okay.
Are we even recording this on the camera?
Yeah,
Okay, because it doesn't
See,
look like
tiny
it is.
green light. Green light means go.
Green
Yeah.
means go.
everything is
Fair
on.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm so used to
man.
seeing a
That's his
timer.
bumper sticker.
So I'm just so used to seeing like a timer that goes like it's like tells us what kind of minute we're at.
You're killing us. You're
I'm
killing us,
done.
Smalls.
I've been cut off. So
I gave him one sip
night.
of the stout, and he's gone.
good night, folks.
I mean, 9%. There are
9.5.
liqueurs that are weaker than this. I'm just saying.
Anyways, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I gave these guys a little selfish tease. I told them that I had a surprise announcement. I just want to ask what everybody immediately thought my surprise announcement was going to be.
I already texted it to you guys. Maui trip.
And I told him that's nowhere in the budget. It's
I'm
not in the
hoping-
budget for the next 7 years.
I'm hoping you
That's
made our
optimistic.
dreams come true and you managed to get a hold of Mike Rice.
Okay. I do have to disappoint both of you
Well, I mean,
massively on this.
Real
Maui
quick,
was a-
before we get to what the actual announcement is, I believe this is our new weekly segment. Mike Rice, come on over. Have a beer with us.
A
Baby,
minute with
baby.
Uncle Mike is what we shall call it.
Oh, yeah. A night with Uncle Mike.
Yeah, not a minute.
We. Sorry,
Anyways.
there was like
Though-
jokes I wanted to make there.
What's
my
the
tongue.
matter? Are you concerned about a night with your drunk uncle?
No, that only takes him a minute. You know, he only lasts a minute with Mike.
So, Ryan, tell us about your...
All right, so I kind of I've had an ongoing feud for the last little bit, and I decided to finally give way, and
go down with the sickness?
So I went.
Holy cow, he's got cancer.
Oh no!
I went full Bic.
You're divorced now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it was questionable for a while last night, but I went full Bic. Look at that! Look at that shine.
Well,
Oh,
That's
man.
a fresh new shine.
That is a freshly shaved head.
well, why not show
Making
it off
me
then?
ashamed here
I
with
just
my-
did.
No. Why? I mean, if you're gonna shave it bald like that and make a big announcement, you
No.
gotta
No,
broadcast the show
No,
completely bald.
No.
Now I'm truly the hair because he has none.
It's
This
two
is
bald guys and a guy who
Yeah.
can't let go of his hair.
Two bald guys, a girl, and a pizza place. Is
I
that
will
what
never
we're
get rid of my
renaming this?
hair. My hair will never fall out. It's just gonna get grayer and longer, more lustrous. So,
See, in my defense,
Yes.
so we were coming back from family photo shoots up in the mountain,
oh, please
Through
tell me
the
you had
hooks,
your
the woods.
hair for the photos.
Yes, I did. But I was also wearing a Santa hat for the photo, so it wouldn't have mattered. But anyways, on the way down, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm finally going to take the step. I'm going to bick the hair. And the wife's like, no, you're not. Which, in her defense, I have said that like 2 or 3 times before, and I've
Countless
pussied
times.
out. And so we get home, her and the kids, just plop down and start watching Christmas movies. And I decided this was the better thing to do. And came out of the bathroom about like half an hour later, and she's just like, what'd you do?
So let me ask you a question. Did you immediately regret it?
No,
Or-
and I
No,
still
you
don't
didn't.
regret it.
Wow.
I still don't regret it.
I
looking
I would
good.
rather have this than the whatever the hell the receding hairline that was going on in my head.
So is this a permanent thing or?
I'm probably gonna stick with it. Yeah. Let me just put it to you this way: I've had thin enough hair that to where when I shaved my head, I didn't have that awkward like, oh my gosh, your scalp is so white. My scalp is tanned due to the thinness of my hair. That tells me I need to get rid of it.
That's amazing because I've been shaving my head for a decade and I'm still pale on the top of my head.
And I've only shaved my head once, and that was at boot camp. So I'll never do it again because I look ridiculous. I
At
literally
boot camp,
look
do
like,
they go full Bic though?
No,
I thought
no,
you
it
got.
was-
I thought you got the crew cut.
it
kinda
was
style.
it was about as close to my scalp as I've ever had it. I mean, it was close, and no Bic though, and I hated it, and I'll never do it
And
again.
he's never used a Bic again. Everything else is waxing.
No, I never bicked it. It was just it was shaved short. Yeah, nope. I
likes
look
it
like
short.
my head is just not designed to be shaved.
No,
So yeah.
No.
Anyways,
the one thing on this part when I came out, I don't know if it was the kids playing off the wife's reaction. I'm
jeez.
hoping it was because my daughter she's like, oh my gosh, Dad, what did you do? And so my son was close to me. I was like, Cameron, touch it. He's like, no. I was like,
That's great.
oh.
oh god.
See, I
My
had
children
fear.
ran away from me out of fear.
oh my
This is
god.
about a month ago, I took about 3-4 inches off my beard, and I was concerned my baby wouldn't recognize me anymore. I literally was concerned. I made him watch me shave just in case.
So he knew what the process was.
Was he sitting
basically-
there like this, like
No, he was sitting there like eating his hand because that's what 4-month-olds do.
ooh,
Yeah.
He's 5 now, but it was a month ago.
ooh,
Anyway.
I'm getting so much older. I remember those days of
Counting
children
months?
doing nothing. And now I long for that day.
No, I long for the day in which my children do something. I tell you to clean your room, do the dishes, something. Just actually do it.
Ouch.
There you go. That's the route I'm going.
I hate to tell you, man. I mean, that took me until like after college.
Unless you're
Didn't
me
you
and
get
very
married
OCD.
shortly after college?
Yeah, go figure.
So you doing the dishes is your wife?
No. He
doing
just
the
takes credit
dishes?
for the dishes and for the room being clean. And the house being clean.
No. The house being clean is all her. Let's not lie. Dishes are usually me.
I will
more
say-
often than not. I usually make the bed. I've got a couple chores that I do that are mine.
Consistently?
Yeah.
I will say he's not lying because there's been numerous times that we've finished recording this podcast and Christine has been in the bathroom cleaning it at like 10 o'clock at night.
Actually, that's her favorite time because I'm not distracting her. The baby's asleep. She's like, I can go clean, which just completely
Send her over my way.
It makes no sense to me because if the baby's asleep and my wife's distracted, my mind goes, oh, what's on TV? Maybe I can play around a Hearthstone. Oh, man. Is there a Blazer, like anything? There's no game because
What's on
I've made her deal
YouTube?
with that. Oh, yeah.
Anything.
Literally anything.
Well, speaking of
Oh, do I have any ukulele songs that I can work on?
Where's your ukulele at?
In the baby's room.
my mind immediately when you say
Convenient.
ukulele goes to old school Boy Meets World. My dog has fleas.
That's how you know how to tune a ukulele, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on. So, before we get into the why of it, I think we're just going to explain it. So, Blazers power rankings.
Yeah.
You know, we enjoyed that one brief awesome week
Cracking
at
the
number
time.
8.
Oh,
and
man.
then we fell immediately back down to our old humble abode at number 11.
Now, I will say, I was actually pleasantly surprised to see us drop just to 11.
Yeah,
in
I
the
was.
week.
What did you guys think that we were going to end up
my
at?
emotional energy level had me, I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if we were 16, 17.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I was floored. I was just, this is the worst week of my life. Anytime I think of the Blazers, I have to pause and remember I'm an adult with a family, a career, a life that's pretty good.
Things been.
There are actually things
for a
that are
while.
important in the world that are good. But damn it, the Trailblazers suck this week.
Yeah.
So Brandon, where did you think they were going to fall?
I actually, so I woke up this morning, I logged into ESPN, pretty much hoping for 14. And I was pleasantly surprised. I saw, so I'm like, okay, here we are, 6, 7 Pistons, okay, Minnesota Timberwolves, Denver Nuggets, Blazers. Are you kidding me? I look past it, and like the Bucks, like we're beating the Bucks
the team
with
that
a virtual
kicked our
tied record.
ass.
Yeah,
Hey, I don't know if you guys have heard.
I'm actually on
and
your
they're
page.
3-0 this week.
I actually was on your page, Green. I thought we were going to probably end up somewhere around 16 or 17.
Yeah,
I firmly believe that.
I don't, and I think it's a lot of that. Just you get inside of your own head and you forget. Hey, it's just 2 games. But then the B side of that is
Two
it's
horrible games.
really you're just sitting there watching both of those games. Neither of those were fun games to watch. They were
No.
both just a little bit of flashes of hope and a whole lot of pain and stabbing in the heart.
And before we get into the recaps of it, I at least want to let our fans and listeners know, because I'm now calling you fans, not just listeners and subscribers. You've been upgraded. You're now fans.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I'm
Don't get used to that.
I'm throwing that tagline out there. Yeah, keep it up. But we had a discussion on last week's show, I believe it was, about like when we decide to stay sober during games. And
Yeah.
the last game, which one of us said so I wasn't going to drink?
I think we
That-
all did.
Well, first of all, that was
That's
me.
the reason they lost the second game, folks.
I also didn't even drink afterwards to mourn. It was just a entirely
I'm giving you all the blame.
cold,
His little like Rasputin
painful-
was coming. So
Yeah.
sober night.
He was just saving up his liver for his 9.5%
You know.
beer.
I'm trying to cut back, boys. And that night made it hard.
Don't worry.
I should
got
have just
you
let
guys.
it go.
we always know that Whitty will drink for us,
Yeah.
no matter what the occasion.
By the way, can I sleep on your couch tonight?
Shaving your head does that.
Yeah, your wife's like, please.
So anyways,
just don't come home.
that brings us around to the game recap. So yay, Bucks game.
Whoa, why do you start that with "Yay Bucks game"?
There was all the sarcasm in that statement.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, like that didn't come through the mic though. It seemed very sincere.
Yay! The Bucks
Yay.
game.
Well,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
we did the same thing both games, actually. I was going to say, in the Bucks game, I mean, we looked promising early on, and then we had a couple good runs to almost maybe look like we were going to contend in the game, and never mind. And that was it. Just
So,
the cycle of closer. Nope, never mind.
I will say, the one thing that I enjoyed was the statement jerseys. I really enjoyed looking at those Reds, and actually,
You are
I
dead
like
to
them.
me.
I like the jerseys.
So after we get through the games, so we'll save some of this. Clearly, we can tell where we land. We're gonna introduce a new segment.
It's called Yelp.
Oh.
Yeah, it's BlazerTag Yelping. We're gonna start yelping our way through some of our opinions here, because this week there's enough things that we can start ranking. We're not just gonna, we're not gonna go yay nay. We're gonna go 1 to 5. Or should we go 10?
No,
can go
1
5
to
stars.
5. 1 to 5 is standard
We can
rating.
rocket the Yelp. So we're gonna go
4.5, 4.5 stars.
if we need to.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go 1 to 5 stars on a handful of Blazer topics. Statement jerseys, top of that list.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But
than
on to
that-
Kimpo. He makes me.
He wasn't their
Zero
best performing
stars.
player that game, but it's hard. I so want a gigantic athletic freak of a center, and that's not necessarily a knock on Nurk, but just to see the things that the Greek freak can do makes me so envious.
The man is a force of nature.
Yes,
And
I'm
he-
at least glad that he does that across the league to everybody he plays.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tip my hat to him right now. Give him the MVP. If I see Steph Curry or LeBron with the Greek freak putting up the kind of numbers in the games that he's doing, that's
I don't
just
know.
media and whoever.
LeBron is having a hell of a season. I mean, he's carrying that team right now, and he's LeBron.
So are we
James
back
still.
in 2016?
I'm thinking
15,
no.
14,
This feels
13?
like LeBron James is trying to prove he can still do it and get one last MVP in there. Kind of the whole nudge Jordan, be like, yeah, so what? Here I am. Trying to cement his legacy with just one more MVP run. And
I don't know.
I mean, Antetokounmpo's playing a hell of a season, and I have a feeling he'll win an MVP or 3.
So is Embiid. There's a lot of people that are crushing it right now.
Yeah. But I think LeBron is the most likely. At least we're about a quarter of the way into the season. It's probably LeBron.
No, we're over a quarter. We're now trending towards half. Once
But
you
we're
get,
not.
No, we got another
We're
month
barely
and
over a
half.
quarter, which
Yeah.
means you're on your way to your half. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways, so I saw a couple
Math.
articles that were talking about, like, with Antetokounmpo, that he is the new torchbearer. He has taken the torch from LeBron James. So Ryan, that means you disagree with that, or it's not yet?
If there is a baton to be handed off, LeBron James is holding on to that baton and trying to run past Antetokounmpo and skip the handoff. Meanwhile, Giannis is sitting there pacing ahead of him going, no, come on, really, I got this. LeBron's going to play every last day of his... He's going out like Kobe. He's going to go 2 seasons, 3 seasons longer than he should when he does, but all the way up until those seasons show up, he's going to be LeBron James.
I mean, he is great.
amazing.
Because
Well, he's fantastic. Nobody's
also-
knocking his talent.
but he also shares an important birthday with mine. So, I mean, he will be 33 this year.
Wow,
like I
you just
will.
took him down 2 notches in my book.
Yeah, I mean, we're both December 30th, 84 babies. So, I mean, we work hard. We strive for greatness.
What's your social
Yeah.
and full name?
you know where I'm born. You can figure it out. List of fears, all that stuff. No, but
List
I
of fears.
but like I've also seen things about like Simmons being like LeBron-esque, and there's I see a lot of references to people being like LeBron.
Well, because LeBron set the bar so high with people coming into the league, it used to be he's Kobe-esque. But
Yeah.
especially now that Kobe's retired, it's now LeBron-esque.
Oh, well, even before that, it was clearly LeBron was the man for some years. And that's really, I mean, we'll worry about the conversation when we start saying, is he the next? And the name isn't LeBron about every great player that comes up.
This is
Can he come close to LeBron? Can he be anywhere near there? And right now, I mean, LeBron's the king. He sits on the throne.
And
Prove him wrong.
LeBron is also French for the Bron. So little fact.
So speaking of sitting on the throne, in that Bucks game, we had the return of the Chief.
Yes.
Everybody happy to see him back?
I'm looking forward to seeing him get back to form.
He drained 2 out of 3 threes that game, which is better than he's done. Well,
Are we talking defensively? Or are we talking?
It's 7 points, 5 rebounds is not a stat line that compares to what he'd had earlier.
It's almost half. It's over halfway to a double-double.
Sorry, that's 6 points, 5 rebounds.
7 was the next game.
Well,
Yes.
so over the halfway mark.
Yeah.
It's 5 and 5. And
But no, I mean, I'm glad to see our team's
Reaching.
best defender back. We've always over the past 2-3 years had our best defensive rating with him. You know, you want to look at the swing of him off and on the floor, and especially with Dame and CJ being not complete, absolute freaking liabilities on the defensive end this year. That bodes well in the long run. But and we can touch on this a little later, but the backup that it makes at, again, the forward position, I think is
It's a logjam.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it was logjam before he came back from injury.
and let's not lie, the reality of our situation, if we decide to make a trade at some point, it's going to be get rid of probably a power forward that we really like. Whether it be Ed Davis
I see being
or
Harkless right
Swanigan. Well, he's not a power forward. I mean, he's
Who?
a 3. He
Who?
plays a little.
Wait, who?
Mo Harkless. And
Mo Harkless has completely pissed away his trade value
and
at the moment.
that's the trick. So it's going to be
You
the
need a guy who's
potential of
performing on the
Swanigan,
floor that you want to
Yeah.
get rid of.
or the
pull
workmanship
the
of
newsletter.
Ed Davis. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get value for Harkless or.
Oh, hey, you
Well,
mentioned
maybe
Myers Leonard.
Myers.
My bad.
Hey, whoa.
no, well,
He airballed 1
However-
3 immediately upon coming out in that game.
however, no, let him boo because we're talking about the Bucks game, and that happened.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the Pelicans game, it's a different story.
Yeah.
It's Myers is Myers. I don't see why you need to boo the guy until he airballs 2.
I don't-
Airballing 1 is just classic Myers.
I
It's
don't
normal.
care who it is. I want to go to the basics of it because obviously we wouldn't be running this podcast if we weren't bleeding, pinwheels. But
It's really thick blood.
Pinwheels.
Yeah. But I mean, what are your guys' thoughts and theories on booing your team or a specific player?
Nope.
I mean, because once I'll harken this back. Raymond Felton sucked while he was here. We didn't boo him that hard until
I did.
we didn't boo him as hard as we boo him now when he returns. I'm
Actually,
curious.
I don't know. The back half of that season, that man got booed a lot.
Everybody on the back half of that season got booed a lot. But I still want to ask. So is it your responsibility as a fan to basically, for lack of a better term, hold a team accountable by booing them? And can you boil that down to it being just one player that you want to point your frustrations at?
I hate booing anyone on my team. That said, if there's anybody on our team that will get booed inevitably at some point, it's Myers. I'm kind of bummed out for where he's at right now. The trick is, it's not like he's Raymond Felton's starting point guard who we count on, who's completely screwing things up. He's deep bench Myers Leonard, who we wish would just show up and actually be a consistent rotation player and really maybe earn the pay grade that he has of being either, sixth man or, actual starting power forward center that he is not.
Leonard actually came out and said that. I mean, one of his post-game quotes is when somebody was asking him about his performance and the booing, his quote-unquote, I suppose the main reason is because I got paid, and it's a pretty good amount of money.
Yeah. I mean,
So
actually, I would disagree. I would say it's probably just everyone's had given him a chance and given him 10 chances. And I think we're all just kind of burnt out with Myers. It's unfortunate.
the hope is gone, per se.
He shouldn't have been extended when he was. I mean, realistically, he should have gone out into the open market and made, $5 million less a year from somebody else.
Well, I mean, on the topic of Myers, this is actually a really good transition into the next game against the Pelicans because
I do want to make one segue. Nurk, after
that was like a
No,
golden segue.
No. We
wasn't.
will
I had
get
a
this
point.
because after the Leonard booing and all that happened, Nurk came out after the game in defense of Leonard, saying that he did not believe that Leonard should have got booed, that the team as a whole played like crap that night, and if you're gonna boo him, boo all of us. Every time we touch ball, every time we miss a shot, boo all of us. And then a little later on in his impromptu interview that he brought upon himself, said, you know what? We suck right now. We're not playing good. We're losing games that we shouldn't, and we just suck. That's not a direct quote unquote. That's the summation of it. But did everybody agree with that statement?
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of like any team should say that. Don't boo the player, boo the team. We're all playing like shit. Like
That's
that's
kind
like
of
the PC thing to say.
Yeah, that's the team fall on the sword together thing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the we suck right now thing, I mean, the last 2 games they have. A week ago, though, we didn't think they sucked.
No, and I don't think we suck still.
No, I think we're just
The jury's
inconsistent.
still out. Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because I feel like we probably realistically, I think we're still, like we were talking about last week, we're still likely to land 4th, 5th seed at the end of this season. It's just going to be a rocky road the whole way there. I don't know.
Oh, I'm
there's
sorry.
no
We've
way.
kept Brandon past his bedtime.
Yawning over here.
Oh, man,
I'm
he's
not trying to
going
yawn.
Gosh, all right. Geez,
It's,
apparently we're boring, Ryan.
My lack of oxygen and here. So
So let's move on to the Pelicans. Anthony Davis.
Oh, yeah, no brow, no problem.
no brow, no problem.
Yeah,
yeah,
that-
right.
For the Pelicans.
And that said, while Anthony Davis is a hell of a player, I feel like we tend to do better with him than we do with Boogie. And that was proven heartily. So when I heard he was out, my heart sunk a little bit. I thought, oh, crap, another game full of Boogie against us. Because that guy's going to carry his team
Well, and you
on his
know
back against us. And he loves to play hard against us. I mean, he loves to play hard, period.
Well,
but
and you know that coach just, because Boogie quote unquote, carried the Kings to their crappy records for the longest time when he was there. But, I mean, he was the cornerstone of a franchise. He knows how to take over a game.
Mm-hmm.
But in the weirdest way possible, him and Davis have found a way to work together.
Yeah.
And so whenever Davis is out, he's like, all right, great, my show, I can run it. And I believe there were like 2 or 3 different times in the pregame that I was watching in which like Kevin and Lamar had said, whenever Boogie has a full head of steam straight down the lane, that's when you're in trouble. How many times do you guys see that in this game? Like 5, 6, 7, to where there were even times where he got the ball in the inbounds from the backcourt and literally dribbled it up, made it to the top of the key, and bulldozed his way in.
No, he bullied everyone he came in contact with. He got inside Nurk's head. Nurk gave some really just dumb fouls.
This is the first time I will say that Nurk needs to take a lesson from Myers Leonard.
Oh,
Well,
Lord have mercy.
and we're back to Myers
I
Leonard.
feel like that's sacrilege, but
But Myers,
if Myers was going to have a shitty game, the best game he could have to follow it up would be against Boogie.
well, and next to Mark Gasol, there is no one I love to see Myers Leonard play against more than DeMarcus Cousins. Myers versus DeMarcus should not be a battle of all of them, but I swear every single time they get under each other's skin, and it came out in spades. I will say the highlight of this week was, unfortunately, as we just gave up our hope of being in the game in the third quarter, while there was just chippy flagrants and
The
all
punch
Oh,
per
yeah.
se, or I'm sorry, the slap or the...
Well, no, the super wind up of the foul. That was, I mean, it was a hell of a wind up.
Yeah.
It looked like he was about ready to do some business. And then when it hit, I mean, I've seen a lot more convincing hits in professional
I agree,
wrestling.
But my favorite part of that entire game, out of that crapshoot of a game, was when they showed it back on the replay and they put it in slow-mo. You saw like Myers jump, and then you saw him like realize that there's nothing I can do, but I can hit you. And he tried. I'll give him that. Gave it a good solid A+ effort. But if you're gonna just come down hard on a dude like that, mark that. You have to make it count.
That's what she said.
And I don't know. I mean, he got the flagrant anyway. I don't want to be the guy to be like, well, you should have hit him harder. But I mean, at that point, I mean, he did the definition of the flagrant.
Yeah.
But he pulled back and softened it up so much that it's like, that wasn't even. It's like, what's the point?
The one thing I did not agree with out of that is, so like immediately afterwards, as soon as the whistle blew, Myers was like, that was me. But what I hated is when he then leaned over to Boogie and went to put his hand out and be like, I'm sorry. I'm like, do not freaking try to shake a man's hand. If you're gonna deny him in the paint like that, I'm sorry. I'm like old school 80s basketball. You do not shake a man's hand. If a man, I was half expecting Boogie to just be like, get that shit out of here.
I just like the look on Myers' face. He's just like, just comes down.
No, Myers has some of the best mean mugs. Like, there's been someone needs to put together a YouTube compilation of Myers Leonard angrily grabbing uncontested rebounds. Because that man looks like the Incredible Hulk going from Bruce Banner.
He holds every ball
know?
like this. He's just like flexing and just like,
Yeah,
I feel as
there
though
are-
the ball's going to pop.
The veins on his shoulders start showing up.
Yeah, these are muscles, but I could probably CGI them in there.
It's for all you YouTube Plus listeners. But anyways, the ironic part, again, like as we stated earlier, this was the game to now love Myers Leonard because he did all good things. Anybody
Or
think he's gonna
did
do? All,
he?
anybody think he's gonna do all good things next game?
Well, this is where we trade high. Because, I mean, look how good he is. Just, do you see his last
If his
stat
trade
line?
value is based off one game, that's so sad.
You know,
If you really have a beef with the Pelicans, we have the man for you.
bringing up the average. That's all. He's bringing up his average for the season. Hey, come on. Come on, OKC. You know you're interested in Myers Leonard.
Yeah, who
Just-
else do you got to back up
Give
Steven
us,
Adams?
just give us a little PG, when you realize he's not staying at the trade deadline.
Yeah, so
And you're not contending.
And the saddest part of McCollum has obviously been in a slump for a while, and that slump continued into the Pelicans game. It kind of hurts my soul lately to look at Lillard and McCollum's stat lines, at least over this last week, when they're making less points than the amount of shots that they have taken.
That does suck. But, what is good?
Shots.
How did you know?
Everybody!
I noticed you were trying to transition back. And
Do we have
were,
to owe somebody royalties on that?
Ooh.
Snop,
nope.
snop.
Parody.
Slower and in a different tone.
So the shot of the week this week, we aren't glossing over Myers Leonard his accomplishments.
Your link is terrible, my friend, and I can't find it.
My link's currently working in right there.
Well, then we're going to use your laptop.
Let us rotate.
Gentlemen,
All right.
Let's grab our shots,
So
okay?
as we recall, Myers Leonard, hell of a game. So good that
He
he
did
could
good
not miss.
You know what? And when he made this shot, I already told these two people that I just yelled at the screen, that was an O. He's got HOR.
So let's go ahead and keep this up here. So,
All right, so-
the shot we're about to see is Myers Leonard getting a ball. Okay,
No, let me
Okay,
press the
here we
button.
go.
So minute 23 left in the third quarter. This is after the Myers Leonard and the Boogie scuffle or whatnot. And gosh, I keep blanking on his freaking name. Jameer Nelson. There we go. Decided that he wanted to go and try and throw a punch while Myers was driving to the basket. So we got Shabazz dribbling on the baseline, Myers
Here's
cutting,
Myers.
and there's the random hit
And what? It went in?
Yeah. So Myers just literally gets hit in the face, holds his forehead, chucks the ball up. He
Behind
doesn't
his back.
He doesn't even know.
Look at Stotts.
That was the no looksies. And then Stotts is literally looking at the screen like, "Where's the foul?" Not realizing you got the foul and the and one. Which one of you guys? Oh, that was you when we were talking about this. You're like, and he didn't even get the shot. No, that counted. He got the
That's
and
why
one.
this is the shot of our week right here.
Yeah,
Because-
Myers Leonard had a miracle shot.
What are you doing?
Whistling Sweet Georgia Brown, motherfucker.
Oh, that was Sweet Georgia Brown?
Yeah, you're gonna want to whistle that to the mic.
Here's the problem. If I whistle it into the mic, it comes out as blowing into the mic in a big nasty.
We don't want you blowing
No.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
You beat me to it. All right, gentlemen. Well, you know what?
So in honor of Leonard's improbable behind the back no looksies,
Myers Leonard.
Salute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
and also this is a drink for sorrows.
Go Blazers. Every time it's so good.
Still my favorite part of shot of the
Oh,
week.
look at him.
It's still my favorite part of it.
Oh, he's shivering now.
Oh, I haven't had a shot. In
This is why when you stop at the store on your way here to get your drinks for the night, you should just buy that the $1 vodka.
God.
Not dollar for the full bottle. That was pocket
Yeah.
shooter.
Yeah, he bought himself a little mini shot of vodka. The two of us just had
I went
a
airplane
shot
mode.
of bourbon.
Yeah,
I went
we're
airplane
We're
mode.
men who apparently I've exchanged my.
Did I
man
mix
card.
mine with cranberry sauce or frickin' orange juice? No, I took mine straight up. Damn it.
God, my biggest problem with shots though is that I leave it in the mouth too long before I swallow.
Oh, just no. God, don't. Why? If
I
you're
feel
gonna,
like-
if you're gonna t-ball these jokes up there like that,
Is this the official? That's what she said. All right, here's the deal. This episode, when you post everything,
It's called That's What She
we're
Said.
We're not giving it episode number. This episode's just titled "That's What She Said." Period. Welcome to BlazerTag. That's what she said.
So yeah, you know what? Also, I think this is a good transition because we've had 10 episodes. Now that we're in double digits, what the fuck's the point of saying 11, 12, 13?
I was curious where
Yeah,
we were gonna
like
go.
We're like a Netflix series.
I was
10
curious.
episodes.
No, we're not in a Netflix series until episode 13. But I was curious where we were going to be at when we're like, "Hey, welcome to episode 137."
Yeah, we're like Blazer's Edge. I don't know. Rip City Report. They're in like what 127 or something like that.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
except we're not getting the paychecks that they are to be the biggest homeboys
But
that they are.
they also number and name their shows. So should we say Blazer Tag episode 11? That's what she said, or just that's what she said.
Hey, do what you want.
You know what? You're the editing genius. You
No.
figure it out.
There's some editing involved with this.
I would call it "That's What She Said," and maybe parenthetically episode 11.
Yeah, there you go.
Typed it out too. Parenthetically.
Just hide it in the back. Episode 11. That's what we
Alright.
do.
I'll have it in parentheses in the front. 11.
All right,
Blazer
gentlemen.
Tag Podcast.
All right,
So
so I always
let's-
hate when I got to rein this in, but
So let's move on to our next segment.
all right.
So we like to play games here from time to time. This
Reindeer
one.
games.
Oh, all the way. So
I'm
it's
so
time.
glad I didn't take my pants off for this episode.
Oh yeah. So this time we're gonna just play a little Blazer Yelp. We're just gonna see what we're all buying here.
Also, do we
and
owe,
how we're ranking.
do we owe royalties on that?
No, Yelp is thankful for the product placement that we just gave them for free.
Yeah,
We're gonna call it something different next time, so we'll have a whole week to
We'll
work
have
on
a
name.
better idea.
And
I
I'll
mean,
have
or a month before the segment comes back.
And I'll need to make a little intro, like the like Blazer Yelp, and then just comes into our segment.
I love that you were making strobe-like motions
Yes.
with your hand while you were doing that little song. So here's the way we're doing this. It's
Transition King.
scale of 1 to 5. 1 to 5 stars. How many stars do you give this little thing that happened in the Blazers this week?
And we're going normal internet rating. 0/1 star is
1 star is garbage.
yeah, and 5 is please take all my money.
Yep.
All right.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with some we've already talked about, hotly contested, the statement jerseys.
Ooh.
They owe me stars.
Okay,
I'm
so
throwing it out there right now. They debuted the statement jerseys on their homestand. They're 0-2. If they end up being 0-4 on this homestand, which are all the games that they're wearing these statement jerseys, I want to go buy one of them and burn them sacrilegiously just to get the bad juju out
I
of
don't
the
know
room.
that I'd call it
hate these
sacrilege.
things. Well, whatever the proper.
but we got 1 star. So we got a 1 star from Ryan.
No, you
or
have
from Whitty.
negative stars from me.
It's 1 to 5.
Yeah.
You're
And
going
I'm
bottom
still giving
ranking.
it negative.
There you go.
Anyways,
1 star for Ryan.
All right, Brandon, where
so
are you at
hard
with
to read
this?
the numbers.
Numbers
and
are
see
hard.
no, not numbers are hard. It's so hard to read the numbers and the player names and whatnot. I'm like, which
No, it's
short
fine.
dude is out there now?
I do
Especially
still...
with Shabazz and Dame, they're the same freaking height and 1-0, 1-6.
Well, you know,
if
I have
don't
the same-
proper lettering.
I have the same issue with Ed Davis and Chief because they have the same haircut. And so I'll just, if I can't see the number, well, oh man, Ed Davis shooting from distance. Oh, wait,
And
no,
no.
that
Swanigan,
must be
too.
Chief.
And Swanigan. Swanigan
Yeah,
also.
but
Yeah,
he hasn't-
Swanigan kind of
Yeah, but he hasn't sniffed the court in like 4 games. So
Poor
That's
Swanigan.
why we're losing.
All right.
So, you know, I have to place into consideration the streak we've had with the jerseys. However, I like them, so I give it a 4 because if they were the plaid jerseys coming out next 2 weeks, whatever, from
Christmas
now-
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
Are
those
they, are those
yeah,
real?
They haven't announced that it's those, but they've said that they have another jersey that's launching a week before Christmas.
This has to be
Okay.
So
Okay,
we're all expecting
Because we
it to
all
be
saw
them.
the plaid ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
that's
I
actually
want them all.
That's actually where I was going with my 3-star ranking of the statement jerseys because they look fine. They kind of look cheap to me. Just it almost looks
They're
like
Nike. They've all been cheap.
yeah, they look cheaper than the others. I don't know. Maybe it just looks like athletic
not-
tape on bright red.
You look so scared.
It's like a naked mole rat over here.
He took his hat off, and all of a sudden they've lost their minds.
Don't let it touch.
It's like a
But-
scrotum. Okay, anyways.
But as far as I'm concerned,
It has nowhere near enough wrinkles on my head to be a scrotum.
oh man, that's what she said. No, that's not okay. No, that one doesn't work.
No, my
So-
biggest complaint with the statement jerseys also is it's not the same shade of red. Did anybody see when a Blazer player was down in the paint? They're two different shades. You can't even get the same color frickin' red.
I like the color of red. I don't know. It doesn't seem that far off to me. Your TV might just be funny.
Watching your YouTube feed.
Hey, on your TV.
Hey, so we cut you off, Green. So how about you finish your
I'm
thought?
3 stars. They look kind of cheap, but the red color is pretty hot.
Yeah.
So like if they'd have just designed everything that's not the red better, would have been a good 4 or 5 star. However, the plaid jerseys that I was hoping for, that apparently maybe are what's coming in another week or two. Yeah, that's what my dreams are made of.
Yeah, we're all getting those.
Oh yeah.
Give me a plaid Blazer jersey, and I will just
So
take my money.
basically, for Christmas, we're all buying each other a plaid Blazer jersey.
I'm
right?
actually going to be buying you a red statement jersey, so you give it to me. It's like buying your wife a bowling ball, because you know that she's going to give it back to you. So I'm going to buy you
My
a
wife
red.
likes bowling. If I bought her a bowling ball, she'd ask me to take her bowling more
There you
often.
go. So Sonia, buy Whitledge a large Swanigan statement jersey, so he'll give it to me. Settled.
All right. Well, in that case, Carrie, buy Brandon a medium, whatever the heck they were calling it, Rip City Scape jersey.
Yeah.
no.
Well, I'll just lose weight and wear it. So.
Oh man.
ah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
we got a
we've,
few more
we've
pounds
gone
to get
off the rail.
into that
So
medium.
let's go on to the next thing we're rating here. So I'm gonna look all the way back down at you, Whitty. We're talking Shabazz is the man. Shabazz is the man.
So, has everyone seen the Shabazz Stumptown Coffee video promo?
Yeah.
So while we're so we've all seen it. While we're also deliberating, I'm not going to play the audio because we get copyright infringement. However,
We've
I'm
done that
going to
once
play
before.
it. I'm going to pick a spot. I'm going to play it right down there.
Down where?
Yeah, right down in Green's crotch.
Over yonder.
So yeah. So
For those of you listening on audio,
Is it not
you don't
the
need to
most
see the video.
asinine, dumb, but at the same point in time, brilliant for being those things video you have ever seen?
Yeah. I actually love it, and I wish I didn't. I feel like I should hate it. I feel like it is stupid.
On the flip side,
I'll watch it.
I maintain that the guy that Shabazz is going up against, even though it's just some dumb, overweight, freaking white dude, I feel as though that is the closest you can get to a Golden State jersey without actually having to owe the Warriors money.
Yeah.
Speaking about heads that look like a scrotum, this guy's head looks like a scrotum.
And he just got dumped all
Man,
over
he
his
just
face.
keeps. You're just going down that scrotum rabbit hole.
You
And
got a ball fetish you haven't told us about?
No, look.
How do you feel about
look at the
Lonzo
sides of
and
his head?
LeVar?
All the shaves.
I gotta tell you though, Stumptown Coffee.
It's
That's
fantastic.
my jam
and you
anyway.
can find it at Activate Church.
Oh, that's how we know each other. We go to the same
Isaac,
church.
we now want money.
serves
Swanigan Stumptown Brew.
serves cold brew from Stumptown.
And Nitro.
All their stuff, all the Stumptown stuff, good stuff.
You can pick up
And,
an Activate album at.
No. Oh dear.
No.
So anyway, so I give this thing that I feel like I should hate, but kind of love, 4 stars. It's not a 5. It's not perfect, but it's very lovable.
I'll agree. It's the level of idiocy that I want out of my Trailblazer marketing. It's self-depreciating humor at its best on their part.
Yeah.
And for me, coming from a guy who makes videos of Rubik's Cubes and tries to make that more fun.
You haven't sold us on your Rubik's Cube channel yet, so stop plugging it.
Yeah. I actually give it a 5. 'Cause I just love stupid humor. So I dig it.
There we go.
There you go. So I'll give it
That
5
may be
stars.
that may be our highest ranked thing of the week.
Nah,
But we're about to find out if something beats it, because the question is, 1 to 5 stars. Al-Farouq Aminu's return.
I'm going to give that a solid 2, Bob.
Oh, I took my spot.
I'll
I'll take 2.5. I'm going to split it in the center because I don't really like the minutes that he's taken away. But I mean, yeah, I was pleasantly underwhelmed.
I feel like it's a 1-star return.
Yeah.
I feel like they were trying to get him out there as quick as they could so he can get back to form, and maybe limiting his minutes the first couple games would have been a good idea.
Well, no, he was on a minutes restriction, and it was 20 minutes, and I found it ironic that in his...
20 minutes is a minute restriction?
Yes, apparently.
The fuck is that?
For a bench player, that's a limit restriction. But...
Wow.
the thing that I am
For a bench player, that's a max.
Well, the thing that I'm most angry about with it and why I give it my rating is because it has massively impacted Davis and Vonleh's minutes. If you go back and look for the Sentamine who came back, I know it's again. I feel as though we should just title this season "Short Sample Size" or "Small Sample Size."
No, it's called "That's What She Said."
No, that's this episode. I'm talking this
Small sample size.
I'm talking this season for us, but.
Oh, boy.
But, it's Davis and Vonleh were averaging 18 minutes plus a night. Mm-hmm. In the last 2 games, they have averaged about 8 to 10.
Yeah.
And especially in that last game, which I do remember texting you guys, Vonleh gets the game ball. He's being the hustle energy player. And when Davis first came in, he was being his normal Ed Davis self. And I said that we need to give him a new nickname because he was cleaning up all the boards and going back with second chance points.
What was that nickname?
The Janitor.
It's not a bad nickname.
When you clean up the glass
it.
and you're scoring for everybody else's misses, the Janitor. There you go. I know it sounds like a
making
horrible
the most
one, but
out of the trash you're picking up.
Exactly. But then you don't sniff like more than 10 seconds in the second half, if anything.
We got to be careful though. We have to tread lightly because
why are we censored?
Didn't Corn Pops or whatever
Corn Pops?
The hell?
The cereal Corn Pops, whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I know what the cereal is.
Pops?
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you're
waiting
talking
for
about.
the reference.
So they got in some heat about 6 months ago because they had a whole scene full of Pops characters, and the only slightly discolored black quote unquote Pop was a janitor. And they said, "Oh, so I see all these thriving Pops are here, and the slightly discolored
if
Pop."
I have to make this disclaimer, I am not saying that Ed Davis is the janitor because he is from African American descent. If this is what you're actually asking of me, I will say it. I'm saying it because if you want to find
wanted to be a jackass,
if you want to find another player on the Blazers roster that has excelled in second chance points and hardcore rebounds and cleaning up his teammates' misses, Ed Davis has had that. That's why we gave him the nickname last year of Phys Ed.
Oh, yeah.
Physical Ed.
I love him. I miss him already. And, they definitely should have capped 10 minutes or so, not 20.
Yeah.
I think putting Chief in 10 minutes to get him back acclimated would have been a lot better. I think they were trying to fast track him into conditioning or something. Maybe he wasn't jogging while he was out hurt.
So in that case, I mean, how much do you put on Stotts for that and his coaching decisions with all of his lineup tinkerings that he's done over the past couple weeks? Do you give Stotts still a passing grade on his choices?
You know what?
With as many changes as he's made,
because you guys might differ, but actually, I'm happy with the way things are. I don't want to see any changes. I'm glad Stotts experiments because that's how we found some greatness. I like that we're changing things up. We have new components, trying to figure out what sticks. We have a big potential Nurk buy end of the season. I mean, we have to figure out what's working, what's not. I like the experiments at the cost of the season. For right now, at these games, it is what it is.
We make the playoffs. We make the playoffs.
I will actually probably surprise you by saying that I completely and 100% agree with you. Because what I've seen before from Stotts is that when things aren't working, and this is well down the road in the season, that's when he tinkers. This is the earliest I've ever seen Stotts start trying to tinker with lineups and rotations. And I know obviously injuries play a part in that.
a little bit.
But but this is the earliest that I've ever seen him venture down this road, as opposed to later in the season. And so I would rather him do it now if you feel as though that you can, mix the ingredients and, add some salt later and it's golden down the road, do it now instead of burning the dish and just trying to throw pepper on it to make it good.
Yeah, I hate to be an echo chamber, but I think we're pretty well on a united front with this.
This actually surprised me. I thought one of you guys was going to differentiate.
I've got a couple concerns with some decisions Stotts has made. Aminu's minutes is the obvious one. He's done a couple other things over the course of the season. I complained really vocally a couple episodes back about Nurkic sitting out in a couple fourth quarters when he clearly shouldn't have. So there are things he had. I mean, he's not going at 100% win rate by any means, but on the average, I'm liking my Stotts. So if we're rating Terry Stotts' performance as coach so far this season, I mean, I'm hanging out. I'm like at a 4 stars.
Yeah,
he's not doing perfect, but he's making it work.
I'll give him a 4. I'll give him a 4. There's
We're all
room
4.
for improvement, but
I'm not gonna be like these trolls on Facebook that are like, oh, thoughts on Stotts getting out of ripping him
Those
out
are
this
my
next
favorite-
year.
Are we gonna fire him?
those are
fucking
my
break.
favorite things. Ebbs and flows. It's so those
Like,
guys
you expect to win every fucking game.
They finish off their East Coast road trip. Oh, give Stotts a raise. He needs.
Yeah.
I think he just signed an extension not too long ago. But it's give him an extension, give him a raise, and then we lose 2 games at home, which Lillard even himself said. The first game back home from a road trip is like the last game of the road trip. You feel as though you're gonna let yourself down. But it's and then fire him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's
ban
mismanaging
all
minutes.
the decisions.
What
Get him
we
outta here.
What we try to offer you here is like for lack of a better term, a fair and balanced opinion.
It's
But
fair
well-
and balanced opinions of guys that really desperately want to see the Blazers win a championship in
This
our
is true.
lifetimes.
Yeah.
And we're also like
1977 was 40 years ago.
like our big tagline though. Like we're a show by the fans for the fans. Like we are fans at the core. We're not these fair weather like, oh, Blazers are doing good, so yay, cheery. Are we disappointed? Like, are we disappointed if our kids break all the china? Yes.
Well, let's have a quick
We don't hate 'em.
conversation about somebody we're regularly disappointed and excited about. The final category of our Yelp weekend review for 5 stars, 1 star. Myers Leonard's performance. I was going to do just the last
the
game,
week?
or should we go the whole week?
I want to go the whole season.
Let's go
And
let's go the last game. Let's only do that last.
No, that's not fair. You got to go whole week. Whole week.
Okay, let's
Whole
go.
week.
Let's give him the week.
Okay.
2.5.
This is gonna be right there too.
I feel as though I just said all of your statements.
Yeah, I'll just say 2.5 because that's kind of where I feel it. Because
I'm gonna break from you guys, but because we're talking this week and it's 2 games, I'm giving him 4 stars.
oh,
If
Not
it was
5.
if it was anybody other than the Pelicans and him going against Cousins,
so
Yeah, no, he
if you're
honestly.
gonna give him a 4,
And that's
over the course of the week. What do you give him for?
if we were
like,
talking
Bucks.
that last game. Oh, the Bucks. That's a 1, but
then
he played a
how do
lot
you- how
fewer
do you
minutes.
average
so
out?
how's
leave
your
it at 4.
average work? Did you just give him like a 17 for the last game?
Let's just say it's per minute. He played a lot fewer minutes in that first game.
Because he sucks.
Yeah, I'm no argument there. But also,
Sorry, I just want to make sure I went all the way around the mic. on that.
also because hold on, I got you right here, Myers. Looking straight into the camera here for this one. I believe in you, buddy.
Shots fired.
We may need to drink a little bit when we watch you play most of the time, but I believe
All
in
of
you. Someday, somehow, you will be one of the all-time great Spurs.
For somebody. Yeah. Oh, there you go. You beat me to it. I think we've said this before. Myers Leonard will retire as the best Spur ever.
In the
I
meantime,
thought that was
in the
fatty
meantime,
pass fingers.
keep honing
Fatty-
those skills
fatty
with
pass. I
us.
can't speak.
But no, he played a hell of a game, and yeah, I think he's
Never
gonna go
give
somewhere
Brandon
else.
a stout again. He took a sip and that's when his night
That's the
ended.
shot talking.
Oh,
No, I just said fatty past fingers.
fatty.
Hold on. So you actually allow me to. So Pat Connaughton, if you're listening, I do actually have to apologize because at the very tail end of our last show, because I know you listen by bated breath to
All
every
of
word
them.
that we say, I called you Patty Mills. And I distinctly apologize for that. That That was wrong. I may have called you Pat
gentlemen,
Connington
He's
before.
been drinking a lot.
Also, related note, in your guys' honor. Now, I doubt this will be a thing that happens, but I'm kind of hoping. The Rip City Report guys, it sounds like they're trying to work on a piece or an individual interview where they're asking fan questions to Pat Connaughton.
Can I ask Pat Connington, Mr. Patty Mills, a question?
So I submitted a tweet that did get an immediate like back from I think it was Quick.
Wow, give that intern a raise.
Yeah, I don't think he's got enough clout to have his own intern.
Really? Like 14 years covering the team, you don't think he's got one person
No,
pushing the buttons for him?
no, I don't think so. You overestimate how much influence and money these guys are making. Anyway, but I immediately asked a question, which I'm hoping means it'll come out whenever he does the interview, and that is, which is a better nickname? Patty Fastball or Patty Fast Fingers?
Oh.
And if this gets asked, my dreams will all come true, and I will cackle
All right, so
endlessly.
on that note, all of our followers, subscribers, fans,
Retweet that, please.
please go to Twitter.
Is that retweetable?
Yeah, it's retweetable.
Can they find it? Just tweet it at Jason Quick or
Yeah,
where?
if you can follow me at the Ryan Green, that's somewhere in the recent history.
Right there.
Why do you keep pointing at my nuts?
Because I'm gonna put it right there. I'm literally
Why are you gonna why is my crotch getting pointed at?
This again is why we have postponed No Pants Show
If you're gonna
because you keep trying to be all touchy feely.
attention to it, you might as well put your pants at least man spread a bit.
I'm gonna be over here while those guys do whatever.
So this week, gentlemen,
Anyways, go ahead, tweet Patty Fastfingers at either Jason Quick or at the Ryan Green, and he will forward that on.
No, you're better off retweeting it. Retweeting it's better.
might have been Freeman. I don't remember, but it was one of those guys.
All right,
it doesn't
fine.
matter. Just find my Twitter, retweet it.
He'll make sure it ends up in the right hands.
Yeah.
So coming up games, we'll try to work through the first one because we've already played them. So we got game previews. The Wizards.
Hey.
Still no John Wall.
Oh, is he still out?
He's gonna be out for like 3 months, I believe.
So
I'll make
here's
this easy. Blazers win against the Wizards. Blazers lose against the Rockets. Blazers lose against the Warriors. There.
I do want to
wait.
predicate
Is there a
this.
I thought the Warriors game was next week.
No. So the Warriors game is next Monday, but it is it's the freaking Warriors, which pains me to say this. But we normally record our shows on Monday. You guys can hear the audio on Tuesday. You'll see the
So, gentlemen,
you'll see the
audio.
YouTube at some point in time throughout
I
the
have
week.
a proposal. For the first time, should we live stream an episode during that game? We can do our normal talk, have the game up on the screen, and we can just watch that and live comment, but
I
still
feel
go
as
through our
though we
stuff.
should ask the viewing and listening public about this because
we'll
that's going to
have
be a
one-
lot
we'll-
of cuss
we'll-
words,
we'll talk-
drinking, and throwing things if the game goes horribly.
True. So if you'd like, you can hit us on Twitter or you can email us at blazertagpodcast.com. What's the it's podcast at blazertag podcast.
Still have
I
yet
got
to
the
get it right.
I got the .com right. I got the website. I skipped the previous at. I've the actual
Or Blazer
address.
Tag Podcast on Facebook, at Blazer Tag Podcast on Twitter. Our
And actually, we'll just throw it on Twitter. So if you like it, just like it or retweet
Ooh, are
it.
we doing
Or-
our first poll?
For that matter, hey, those of you listening on audio will probably do it during the game. My guess is we'll probably just have the game on instead of watching it after. I don't know. We'll debate that over this week.
I like it. I like the idea of it being like kind of
I like the live stream
lackadaisical
version.
episode, and we're watching
Facebook
it,
Live.
and we're live streaming it. We're just kind of going for it because I think it'd be fun.
It's
And
raw. It's al
Maybe,
natural.
We'll figure it out over the next week, but maybe we'll open a Twitch channel because now that's a thing.
Ooh, I watched my first Twitch stream last night.
Yeah, because now
Side
that's a
note,
thing.
If you can
not
find
just
him
video
on,
games
if you can
anymore.
find him on Twitter, so Dardigan, I loved your COD World War II video last night.
Yeah, and you watch Twitch for the wrong reasons. Just joking.
No,
It was a
it's-
guy playing a video game. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
that's the
okay.
only
I thought you
reason.
were
That's
watching
the
it.
original reason. Now they're actually opening up for comedy shows like this. Yeah, that's right. This is a comedy,
they-
everybody.
Ooh.
I thought we were an explicit adult content.
Twitch/BlazerTag podcast.
Have
All
we
right,
made
anyways,
that yet?
So we all got
Soon.
off topic.
Wait,
So, anyways,
we better hurry before
you
this
say
podcast
you say win for the Wizards game. So we're sweeping the Wizards. I can see that, but only because of the letdown from the last two games last week per se.
Yeah.
And if they come out with absolutely like no focus, no effort, no mentality, and the letdowns persist, then we might as well just let the entire freaking week of games go.
Markieff Morris is better than people talk. Otto Porter Jr. is a hell of a player. I am actually nervous about both games.
Well, the Blazers have the second weakest strength of schedule.
Mm-hmm. It was the weakest for a bit.
No. What it kind of depends on who you get your mediums from. But as last week we said, we abide by ES. My God, are we? I'm sorry. We'll hurry this up so we finish boring you, Brandon.
I swear I'm not that tired.
But no,
Yeah,
as we said last week, we abide by ESPN. ESPN's rankings have the Blazers as the second weakest strength of schedule, and so we should have basically bullied everyone. Do you want to hold hands? Or are you trying to touch me? What's going on?
Man. All right, send this man home for the night.
I feel as though like we need to file a report. Is your wife while we're recording here?
I'm
HR?
also the one that edits all the footage and video and podcasts, and I also do my other other.
Anyways, so
I have lots of content.
so
I edit all the time.
So much
So
content.
after the Wizards game, we have
all
the
the
Rockets.
content.
Our first true test, which is sad because we previously thought OKC would be our first true test, but they seem to suck. So now we're looking at the Rockets, who legitimately kick ass.
Now, that said, I am looking forward to this Rockets game. I think it'll be a fun game to watch.
I'm just thinking it's going to be a game filled with nothing but flops.
I love watching.
Dame, CJ, Chris Paul, and James Harden just
Dame
doing
and Chris Paul is
at
fun.
all times.
Dame and Chris Paul, whenever those two play against each other, mind you, it's infuriating to watch, but it's also fun.
The
It's
one benefit of it
very,
is
very
that's
forward.
the only point guard that Lillard can ever back down in the post and have size on.
But I hope you
It's
guys.
very rare for Lillard to find a guy in the league where he's like, whoa, single coverage. I got you.
Chris Paul's a hell of a defender,
I
so
hope you guys
I mean,
understand, though.
kinda.
I'm only saying we're gonna lose miserably because I want to see us win, and I say the opposite to whatever I feel. Because if there's anyone who has a chance of beating both those teams back to back, it's the Blazers. Because we're so fucking
So you're playing the tempering my expectations game.
Yes,
You're saying I expect us to lose. That means we can win, right?
exactly. Because I have no expectations, but I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Well, Houston right now, number 1 power ranked team, 7 straight wins at this moment that we're recording.
And
Fucking crush it. Anyways,
all right, so and because we don't want to talk to you about a game in which you will all be watching before you've listened to us, I roped the Warriors into this same week of game previews.
So why not watch a live stream while you're watching the game?
Yeah. Now, I will tell you, the Warriors.
That scares the ever living shit out of me.
No, doesn't scare me at all.
I'm telling you right now, I'm giving that a Blazers loss, and I'm putting Golden State 140, Blazers 100.
140.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, no.
No
Here's
way.
the thing.
Nope.
Here's what I'm going to tell you on that game. That game is a straight-up puncher's chance. It is the Blazers saying, if there's a man who's got 2 fists and a will, he can win any given match. And that's what it is. It's the Blazers coming in just swinging hard with nothing to lose because nobody, not any of the people down there in San Francisco, not most of the people in Portland, not anyone coast to coast here in these United States believes the Blazers are going to win. But they will stand up, and they will swing with their haymakers, and they will hope to connect. And if they don't, who gives a...
Flying fuck?
There it is.
Dilly.
But the
Piccadilly?
Blazers will swing, and they will swing hard.
All right.
Win, lose, or draw.
So in that case, I think I have crafted the next beer bet.
Oh?
Total point differential.
Are you talking all 3 games? Because
No,
next week
I'm talking the Warriors game.
Oh,
If we're
okay.
gonna live stream
Well,
it,
how do we
if we're
decide
gonna
who's
live
bringing
stream
the
it-
beer next week?
yeah, if we're gonna live stream it,
Yeah.
we can literally put up $10. and somebody can see us walk away with that. I want to go total point swing for the Warriors game.
So, like, if the Blazers get 100 and Golden State gets 140, that's 40
40
points.
points.
40 point differential.
Yeah.
That could be fun. Especially if you're going to go 100 to 140. And you won, so you go first, and you lost.
No. I lost last week and I went first. I lose this week. I go first again.
Oh, that's, okay,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You won, so you go
Loser
last.
gets the option to.
Oh, this works out really well because there's just a huge gap between 140 and 0.
Mm-hmm.
Or 140 and 0. That,
Well, it can't be 0 because it's point differential.
And again, closest to. No Price is Right rules. No,
Sure.
Yeah.
without going over.
Okay.
All right. So I'm up first.
yeah.
14.
14.
So
that's
does that
way
mean you
less
go
than 40.
against what you said.
Way less than 40.
Yeah, that's talk about eating your own words.
I was giving an example.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Pardon me while
so,
I finish my beer bet beer.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna go for. I actually think it'll be. I'll think it'll be 7.
See, I was going to go 8. That's where I was going to
wow.
sit. But now I'm stuck here in this spot where
Play it safe.
7's a pretty close game.
You can go 10 and come out on top, or not lose and not win.
That's actually.
I mean,
All I got to say is hurry this up. I got to pee.
oh, man.
Slow it down. Don't let him go.
So do I go 15 just to fuck Ryan?
Oh,
I mean, or I could go 6.
are you? I will punch you or leave the room to go pee.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with 9.
9 points for
9
Green.
points.
Final answer.
That
All
is
right,
where I'm
so,
standing.
Total point swing for the Warriors game. You got Whitty at 14, Brandon at 7, and Green at 9. And you will see this beer bet paid up in cash if you follow our live stream next week.
Big money.
So
All the money.
On that note, we need our money gun.
Yeah.
But on that note, go Blazers.
Go Blazers.